Hi, my name is Tom. I'm founder and CEO of a company called the Supplant company. Prior to starting this, I was in academia, so I was best part of a decade in academia. I was a plant scientist, I was a carbohydrate scientist, and sort of the eureka moment that started the company was really taking that really well understood science that's related to food, but outside of the food space, and bringing it across and applying it to well understood but currently unsolved problems in food. Also, Supplant company is a food ingredient company. We make ingredients from agricultural side streams, things like corn cobs, oat hulls, wheat straw. And the ingredients we make are ingredients that replace some of the most abundant and the most damaging from a health perspective and a sustainability perspective ingredients that are currently in the consumer space. I can sort of describe how we make it because it really all falls out of that. The first place we've started is the big issue in food, which is sugar, cane sugar. The ingredient sugars from fiber. We make it right now from corn cobs. So that's the inside of a head of corn when you eat off the seeds, the bit that you hold onto and throw away. That's what we use as a raw material. And a number of steps in the process, but core to it is an enzyme-based step. We use enzymes from fungi, and the enzymes digest the fiber that's inside the corn cob and release sugars that are naturally in the fiber. And those sugars then can be used to replace cane sugar across all food categories, including chocolate. And they behave like sugar because they are plant sugars. However, because they're derived from fiber, they still maintain the health benefits of fiber in your body. So they behave like sugar in food, but behave like fiber in your body. So they're low calorie like fiber, they're low glycemic like fiber, and they're prebiotic like fiber. And then moreover, because we're using these agricultural side streams, farming's largest and most wasted resource, it's actually more sustainable as well. So we can do up to 45% less carbon emissions from the manufacturing of our ingredient compared to cane sugar, and we use 90% less water in addition to that, and we use almost no land. We've got 97% less land than conventional cane sugar as well. So sort of major impact on health and major impact on climate. Why chocolate? It was sort of an obvious place to start. It's a major product that's bought and sold around the world, and it's a major source of sugar in people's diets. So that was a sort of natural place to attack initially. The big opportunity that we're pursuing is sugar reduction across mainstream food brands. We think that's where the business opportunity is, but also where the impact opportunity, both from a sustainability and from a nutrition perspective, is sugar reduction across brands that are out there on the market right now. One of the big things that we're trying to do here is a change of perspective in how we're going to improve the food system, and particularly addressing the whole food system together rather than trying to parse out individual problems separately. So Supplant isn't trying to address nutrition alone or sustainability alone or food security alone, which are sort of maybe the three buckets people tend to think about the problems in the food industry as. Rather, we think you have to look at the food system collectively, because all these things actually are connected. And if we make more food but at the expense of the environment, then, or more sustainable food but there's less of it, you end up with compromises that are not obvious steps forward. In contrast, we think you need to look at this all together to make steps forward that are both more sustainable, more abundant, and more nutritious. But to launch, we thought we want to move fast, we want to get stuff out there. So we did that by partnering with a Michelin star chef in the US, Chef Thomas Keller. He's famous as being the only US chef with 2 triple Michelin star restaurants at the same time. We launched a chocolate bar line and a shortbread line with him. So there's 5 chocolate bar flavors in the chocolate line. There's a milk, a dark orange, a sea salt, and a coffee. And then we launched also 2 shortbreads. So there's a plain and a choc chip. It takes a lot of work, and there's a whole team here, the application team, food team, that really, have capabilities in-house. And so, a lot of work goes into it. The mouthfeel and the texture and all that sort of stuff, that is the core problem that we aim to solve with our ingredient. Sugar has multiple roles in food products. It's obviously, everyone thinks of it as a sweetener, something that makes things sweet, but it also has about a dozen separate roles, and these vary across different food categories. And in chocolate, they are things like texture and rheology and melting temperature and things like that. We've developed the process to make these sugars from the fiber with that at the forefront of our mind. But then inevitably, there's a whole team that really focus on sensory panels and different formulations to get there. A lot of work goes into it. The big message we're trying to get across with what we're doing here, if you try and address nutrition or climate or food security, in the abstract, we can often end up with compromises that inevitably come when if you make more nutritious food, but there's less of it, or more abundant food, but it's worse for the environment. In some ways, these are steps forward, but in some ways, you're just trading off compromises. And it's only then we'll be able to pick out the approaches that are going to be unambiguously good, that are going to be more healthy, more sustainable, and more abundant altogether. And so that's what we're trying to do at Supplant. We think we can do that with our approach.